What's up, guys? What's up? We are back with an educational stream. Who we got in the chat? Let's see. We got Rollerpass, we got Art, Chrome Slice. Welcome back, brother. Pleasure to see you always. We got Lintern. Lintern asking, can't hear, am I alone? I think you are, because I see that the audio levels are reacting, so to say. So I don't think anyone has any audio problems on their end. If you do, share it in the chat, please, guys. Am I audible? Got Spasha, Rise Crypto, FBM, Cobra, of course. Our host of today, GP Lip, let's go, Halfguard. Pleasure to see you, brother. Pink Shark, as always, present in every stream. I'm really excited about this one because after a very informative stream last week with our partner Now Payments, Cobra then reached out to our other respected partner Shopping.io to prepare another educational stream for the whole community, basically. And Shopping.io was more than willing to do this, and I've seen an absolute great collaboration so far. So guys, a short background before we start. We partnered with, we got integrated with Shopping.io on the 1st of November 2021. If you can remember that, say I remember in the chat or something like that. This made it possible for Floki holders to purchase items from popular e-commerce sites like Walmart, eBay, and Amazon. And this integration includes both the ERC20 and BEP20 version of Floki. Shopping.io was established as of December 2020 with a vision to change how we make purchases with crypto. They believe in the power of absolute freedom when it comes to e-commerce and changing the industry for the better forever, one purchase at a time. People are remember it actually. We got Halfguard, loud and clear. Lintern remembers. Spasha, sounds good. Sound is good? Ah, okay, great. Great to hear that. Guys, so it's an interesting mission and vision, right? They believe in the power of absolute freedom. And they want to change the industry for the better forever. So the mission and the vision is both interesting. I'm looking forward to this because it's an informal talk. We're going to do it podcast style. But there will be very interesting topics discussed, such as the metaverse. So guys, without further ado, I would love to welcome our host Cobra Kai and special guest Matthew and Aiden from Shopping.io. Welcome to the stream.
Thank you, sir. How are you?
Doing
today,
great.
Mr. Not a Whale. Good. You guys can hear me okay. I wanted to check to make sure the audio was good and make sure I get muted here. So, yes, thank you guys for joining today. We do have our partners here, Aiden and Matthew from Shopping.io, as Not a Whale mentioned, and very, very excited for this stream, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So without any further ado, I guess I will bring these guys in and they can unmute and we will get started. So Matthew, I guess we'll start with you. Can you tell us a little bit about your story at Shopping.io, how you got there?
Well, thank you, Cobra. But first things first, I'd like to give a warm welcome to the Floki community and also the shopping community as well. For everybody that's tuned in today to hear us talk in this kind of podcast, I'd like to think like a Joe Rogan experience, but with Vikings and shopping, and it's kind of a trip. So, first things first, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Matthew Harper, and I am the Chief Community Officer here at Shopping.io. And my story coming to the company was a little bit interesting. I actually started as a community member, somebody coming into the project. And at first I had doubts about Shopping.io because it was something so novel and new to be able to purchase items online through major retailers such as Amazon, Walmart, eBay, Home Depot, and more with crypto. It was such a new idea for me. And I didn't get on board until after I placed an order for some Pokemon cards. And even though the cards were not that great, it doesn't matter. The fact that I was able to purchase it with crypto and to be able to spend my crypto in a way that was revolutionary did it for me. So from community member, I got picked up as a community moderator. From community moderator to community manager. From community manager to chief operating officer of the company for a number of months, for about a year. And then I put myself into a better position where I feel most comfortable, and that's talking with the community as the chief community officer of the company. And today as well, I'm also going to be introducing Aiden. He's the community manager here at Shopping.io, and I'd like for him to tell a story as well. So Aiden, come on up.
Absolutely. First of all, thanks for having us. It's really exciting to see the community talking in the chat as well, welcoming us. So thank you, Pink Shark, and to anyone else supporting Shopping.io and us. So I'll talk a bit about myself. I've been in the company for a bit less time than Matthew. I joined slightly after Floki's listing around December time is when I joined. And I joined the company through a good friend of mine who took me on a trip around the US to meet Matthew and a few other members of the Shopping.io team. And things kind of rolled from there. I've got a bit of a background in stock investments and crypto in general personally, and it seemed like a good fit. So I started off just as Matt said, as a community moderator, which then progressed into community manager, and now I've also taken on the role as a content writer.
Very good, guys. Yeah, go ahead, Aiden.
No, sure, I was finished.
Okay, great. Thank you guys so much for the incredible introductions. Matthew, your story really rings true for the Floki Viking community, I think, because our entire team is essentially built up of people that were plucked out of the community. That the community is super important in any project, and it is something that that we harp on a lot at Floki, but we really mean it. Floki is a family, and that community is super important. So it's really exciting to me to hear that other communities are functioning in a similar fashion, and that people have a chance to get involved in a project and do that. So thank you for sharing that story. And the Pokemon part was really interesting to me because we are on a stream for Floki Valhalla, which is a metaverse game, as you guys know, that we're building, and we have a lot of Pokemon aspects in this game. We have our Pokemon are called Vera, and you can capture those. So maybe someday there'll be you'll be shopping on shopping.io to buy some Vera instead of Pokemon cards. That would be pretty cool. That being said, I want to talk about the partnership here and kind of how the process works and why it's important to Floki. So I don't know who wants to take the question, but what's it like for a partner of shopping.io? What utility is added to that token? What do you guys bring to us?
Well, it's a perfectly great question to ask. And the utility that we provide here at Shopping.io is an e-commerce utility. So we are able to have this little mini superpower of integrating other tokens and coins coming into Shopping.io to be able to be used for purchases online at major retailers such as Amazon, Walmart, eBay, and more. We also just announced that we're going to be releasing a browser extension to kind of expand our storefronts from just major retailers to any retailer. We'll have a suggestion system for people to actually suggest what stores you'd like to see added onto the system as well. And it really opens up the entire internet for us to be able to purchase items with your Floki token across the internet. So that's going to be coming out very soon, actually here in Q2. And we're really looking forward to it. And I also want to say something as well. I did a little bit of background research behind Floki and the history of Floki as well. And you guys are really just born from fire and brimstone from the community all the way up, got burned a couple of times, but kept on perceiving through and kept on keeping your heads held high. And that's something that I like to see, especially as we have this collaboration here, because you guys faced all odds and beat it every single time for 3 separate times. So I wanted to give a big shout out to the Floki community for your diligence into not only making things work, but to be able to come up here and to have podcasts like these and to explore community options throughout the world. So this is actually really cool for me.
Thanks for that shout out, Matthew. I wasn't around during those times, but yeah, the stories within Floki are incredible. We certainly were born in blood, and Vikings are very resilient in real life and in the Floki community. So it's been incredible. When we tell the story, people don't even believe it, to be quite honest. And actually, it's been rumored that people have approached us to write a documentary even, but first we need to become the best known cryptocurrency in the world is the aim here. But this story is just incredible. It really is, the way that the team stepped up from the community. Our core team was born from the community in those early times, and yeah, that's kind of transferred all the way down to where we're at today. So it's really incredible. You know, you said something really interesting there that I want to key in on. So you said that you're going to be adding a web extension essentially that will allow everyday merchants, not just your Home Depots and your Walmarts, et cetera, to use shopping.io to sell their goods and services. Can you expand on that a little bit?
Absolutely. So Shopping.io is actually in the process of releasing a couple of our products. I'll have Aiden explain a couple of them here, but I just want to touch on the browser extension, and then I'll let Aiden explain the payment processing that we're about to be doing and more. But for the browser extension in particular, we're allowing people to make suggestions on what they want to see as far as storefronts to be able to purchase from online with their tokens. And we actually allow a reporting system within the browser extension. It's easy to download, easy to use, can check out with cart, and have a seamless shopping experience online utilizing the shopping browser extension. So what that means is that people have more power in what they're going to pay with by deciding on what stores they'd like to see online through us to be able to purchase their items. So that really opens it up to everybody. And something interesting as well, because people say, you know, what about the Visa debit cards and stuff like that are coming out? We offer a full inclusive service through Shopping.io to make sure that your order is fulfilled with purchasing crypto in a very Web3 way. Not everybody has the ability to have a Visa debit card or, you know, MasterCard going through crypto. So it's actually interesting to see the scope and the level of what we're going to be providing. And Aiden, something very interesting as well is the payment processing. Do you want to talk about that as well?
Yeah, absolutely. But first thing, I would like to reiterate a bit about the web extension, which is actually my personal favorite product that we're coming out with in the next few months. Just to talk a bit about the step up that we're going from. Currently, we offer services from Amazon, Walmart, eBay, and Home Depot, meaning Floki holders can use their token to purchase on those 4 sites. Now, with the web extension, you'll be able to purchase on any e-commerce site on the internet, anything from Nike to, or Nike for any Americans in the all the way to small e-commerce stores from private merchants, absolutely anything. It's a huge step up. It increases our sphere of influence exponentially. Okay, and now I'll talk a bit about shopping extension, our shopping payment processor, Shopping Pay. Shopping Pay is our answer to getting crypto on every single site or every single platform on the internet. We are building our own payment processor that will act as Shopping.io's way to fulfill payments. So any token that we integrate will be put on that payment processor. That payment processor will be downloadable through our site. Its API will be able to be integrated on any site that a private merchant would like to put it on, as well as big e-commerce sites that companies would be willing to add, enabling essentially any site to accept crypto, just like we do for shopping.
And a really big part to add on that is that you can also do that with Floki as well through Shopping Pay on top of the browser extension. So it's even more utility for Floki users.
Wow. So you guys just blew my mind. This is more than we even talked about on Wednesday when we were chatting. So, man, so as a payments guy, this just drives this makes the hair on my arm stand up. So you're telling me that if there's some place that I want to shop in my community, I think we need to mention that it's not available in the USA right now. Is that correct?
As of now, that's correct. But it's a bit of an issue with the requirements needed in the US legally, but that's a process that we're currently working on, and hopefully within the next few months it will be available.
Yeah.
To expand on that as well, the US is rather interesting. I'm sorry for talking over you, Cobra. It's just US is very interesting, especially with the requirements and licenses that you need to be able to be a payment processor within the United States. And that's something that we're, as Aiden mentioned, we're actively working on. So while we're looking at the international users right now, we have not forgotten US-based users, and we hope to accept in the future with Floki.
Very good. Yeah, I'm very familiar with that process. So you guys probably have to get a license as a payments provider in all 50 states, correct?
That's correct. I believe it's money transmission, but I'm not a lawyer. Don't quote me. But I am familiar that Hawaii is one of the states that are actually the hardest to get. So it's just a very interesting process.
Yeah, they have to go through KYC, just like we have to go through KYC whenever we try to buy crypto on a CEX. So that being said, though, so this is incredible to me. So you're telling me that I could go out into the community, whatever, people that I know that have websites, they'll be able to just plug this into their website and they'll be able to accept crypto, all the cryptos that you guys offer, specifically Floki, though, as a form of payment. So could we expect to see, a world? How big do you see this getting? How many websites do you see integrating this? What's the big vision? Because mass adoption is what helps us all, right?
Well, just think about what we're doing here. We got the browser extension coming out, which is going to be something that is far better in scope to be able to download and be able to easily make purchases online with your cryptocurrency in a Web3 way. If I dare say, it's the first ever Web3 way of actually doing this, because it's very interesting in how everything works in crypto, especially in the e-commerce section. And being able to have Floki for the ride's absolutely exciting. But let's talk about the payment processing real quick. That means other merchants that are actually going to be integrating the shopping pay onto their website, etc. That's huge. That's huge. Think about like the concepts behind of like when PayPal had its payment processing and all the merchants use PayPal. Same with Crypto.com Pay, and also Binance Pay as well, and Coinbase Commerce. These companies are actively engaging thousands and thousands of different stores online on the internet with being able to facilitate cryptocurrency transactions through payment processing. And Shopping.io is going to be joining a very niche group of companies that are able to do this and be able to do it right with competitive rates. So I think we're still early, especially in payment processing, and to be able to kind of expand the token's influence and to expand the token's reach across all the different merchants that we're going to be having is absolutely exciting, because with Shopping.io and what we're building with the extension and the payment processing, it's focused on scope and reach to be able to reach more people easily, frictionless, and to have more people adopt our systems into theirs. I think that's where it's going to get cool.
Wow. That is cool. That is cool. Cobra, sorry, do you mind if I ask one question?
Yeah, please do.
It's just that I want to ask it because the chat is asking, a few members of the chat are asking the same question actually. So sorry to interrupt, maybe, but it would be also great to get the chat involved. And we have a lot of Vikings from Canada. We just touched on the US part, and is Canada also part of the US? Do the same rules apply to Canada or not?
No, there's different rules, especially with reporting requirements, etc. in Canada as compared to the United States. US is like its own little bubble. But so something that I will get is that I'll make sure that we get a further in-depth look at the different rules for different countries to be processed out whenever we do have a release for Shopping Pay.
Got it.
Thank you. And I wanted to expand on that just a little. Like when we chatted, this is all something that's in the near future on your guys' roadmap, correct? So we could expect, reasonably that by 2023 into 2024, you guys are going to be rocking and rolling in your entire footprint. So, obviously there's restricted countries like North Korea. You're not going to probably do business there, places like that. But, as this expands, it's just each new territory that you expand into is just more places where Floki can be spent, right?
Well, I'll do even one better than that. We're not looking for 2023 launch. We're looking for Q2 launches. A lot of the stuff that we have is already completed or done development wise. It just comes up to implementation of the product. And I think Aiden would like to expand on that.
Yeah, sure. We're actually in the process now of a sort of vertical integration. We're kind of trying to become part of every single step of the e-commerce procedure, from the payment processing to the shipment to the items themselves. Similarly to how Amazon has their own items, provide their own delivery service, do their own payment processing in a way, we aim in the future to become that as well, which is the reason behind the payment processor, the reason behind the web extension, giving us more flexibility online. And eventually we do want to try and start creating Shopping.io products, Shopping.io services, and really becoming a part of the whole e-commerce procedure.
Very good. Thank you so much for clarifying there. And yeah, I'm trying to contain my excitement because I am a payments nerd, but I guess I just want to kind of leave it on this because this is the way that I thought of it the other day. So, as we know, right now, everybody across the board is suffering some bloody markets, right? I mean, everybody's down, for, whether you're in stocks or crypto or wherever you're at. However, I like to think about this creatively. So, for our Viking community, so at the prices now that the tokens are at, we can buy those, of course, right? And you're telling me that, let's say that I wanted to buy some Christmas gifts and my budget was $1,000 right now. I could buy $1,000 of, I'm essentially longing Floki. I could buy $1,000 worth of Floki today and put it in my Christmas wallet. And then you guys are going to be live on all these websites starting in Q2, you say. So by the time December rolls around, let's say that the Floki price is $1 billion, which would be a 5x from where we're at today. So now all of a sudden I've got $5,000 in Christmas money. Is that correct?
Absolutely, that's absolutely true.
Now that makes it really fun.
And that's that stands for any cryptocurrency that we currently accept.
Yeah,
you can use straight on our platform. And hopefully, with the web extension that should be coming out later this quarter, there will still be time after the release of the web extension to add more sites that it's compatible with. Like Matt stated before, there will be a submission form to add new sites. And as time goes on, the web extension will learn to accept more and more and more sites, giving people more flexibility to where to spend their tokens.
Absolutely. It opens up the entire internet.
That's incredible. Yeah, that's, I mean, what better reason to hold? I know that a lot of people are very nervous right now in all their crypto investments, and they're wondering, because things are going to be coming up, right? That they're going to need to pay for in real life. And this is that bridge that makes crypto money, right? This is that bridge that can put, when you need a new set of iPods or AirPods like I had to buy the other day, or when you need a new phone, or when you need a new laptop, or when you need whatever it may be. I mean, you can buy tires on the internet now, right? If your car needs new tires, it really just opens up the entire world to crypto, and it just reiterates the fact that we are so freaking early, right? We are really, really early in the life of crypto, the life of crypto as a payment. And just what an exciting time to be alive. Everybody that's listening to this call has an opportunity here to say, I remember what it was like when you couldn't buy anything with your crypto, and maybe 5 years from now, it's what everybody's using, right?
Absolutely. Do you want to slide in?
I want to slide in if I'm. Yeah, sorry. I think I talked to someone. I did not intend to do that, but inevitable when we have 4 in the chat. So I guess I will just slide in every now and then when there are some questions from the chat. But I actually had a question of my own as well. I heard something about the browser extension, right? So when I think about the browser extension, I think about like a MetaMask or something that you can have your own wallet, and then you can buy crypto when you connect your wallet. Is it that Shopping.io is going to create their own wallet as a browser extension, which you can connect to e-commerce websites? Or am I saying something weird now?
So it's going to be the first ever Web3 experience with crypto e-commerce where people can actually connect in with their wallets. There is going to be like a basic KYC, so it's not fully 100% decentralized because of just legal reasons, etc., like AML sanctions. Want to make sure that we're selling to the right people. However, this is something that's completely novel for the crypto industry as a whole, is to be able just to plug and play, connect your wallet, and be able to check out through us.
Got it. Okay, and then Rise Crypto has a question asking, does Shopping.io have or plan to have an in-store crypto purchasing system, like a system that small local businesses can utilize to accept crypto as a payment method?
Yeah, absolutely. That's what we mentioned earlier with the payment processor. That will be available for any small business to add directly to their website, and they'll be able to accept crypto instantly.
I think they're talking more about like hardware, like kind of like Square has, like their point of sale service, etc. As well.
Yeah,
That's something that we can take a look at in the future.
Interesting. Got it.
Yeah, you run into.
Look-
Go ahead, Aiden.
Yeah, we're looking at developing an app later down the line to kind of go hand in hand with the payment processor and the web extension. So that's definitely something we'll be looking into, is having a P2P style wallet system or payment system. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. And you guys are going about this the right way. Just, from my experience, you have to go for the lowest hanging fruit first, and the larger ticket items, which is the stuff that you could get on the internet, and it's easier to integrate. When you get into the retail space, small ticket items face to face, let's say a taco shop or something like that, the challenge becomes a lot greater, because you really need to have a sales force, feet on the street, to walk into these businesses and say, have you considered crypto as a form of payment? Because, businesses that don't do business online, which is what he's talking about, your manufacturing businesses, your small ticket restaurant businesses, places like this, they're probably just not a target for now. And that makes perfectly good sense. But you guys are working on something else. If we can shift gears here, if that's okay. And if anybody has any more questions on the payment side of things, please post them in the chat, and we can hit that when we finish here. But you guys are building shopping malls too, from what I understand. And I'm not talking about brick and mortar shopping malls. I'm talking about shopping malls in the metaverse. Talk to me about Shopverse.
Oh, absolutely. But first, I want to add something as well. Since that question was brought up, that's something that we're definitely going to talk to the team. Because wouldn't it be cool to use your Floki in like a taco shop? Just like a random taco shop, they accept Floki as a form of payment, because just having that system in place, that would be pretty cool. Now that I'm thinking about it, that's like where all the money and scope is at as well in the future.
Yeah. I was going to tell you, if you guys want to get one, I've got one that's ready to accept right now. The issue that we run into a lot of times with the payments there is that there's a minimum that's because of network fees and things like that, and conversion fees on the back end, that you run into a situation where you have to spend $50 worth of Floki to make a purchase. So yeah, that's a good thing to maybe follow up on. If we can find a way to make that work, that would be really exciting.
Absolutely. Perhaps like a layer 2 be introduced, but let's talk about Shopverse. This is exciting, Aiden. This is like the really exciting part about the Web3 development and the metaverse development behind Shopping Video. And the Shopverse is Shopping Video's metaverse experience. It includes 2,800 NFTs from Shopping Video that are actually utilized in a very clever way. So what Shopverse is a digital shopping center that we are currently building in Sandbox. We bought a 3x3 in Sandbox right beside Snoop Dogg's land. You can go take a look at it. It's actually really cool. That we've been working on the past couple of months to build an actual digital shopping center in the metaverse. Why this is important? Because we believe that we should be frictionless. We should have people coming in with companies and businesses to be able to frictionlessly come in and enjoy the metaverse and have their shoppers stored in the metaverse. We have a full-time voxel dev as well on board with the team, and we're actually going to be customizing it out to where people can stake their Shopverse NFTs to be able to open up stores in the digital shopping mall. Now where this is going to get interesting, on top of all of that, is that we're looking at more than just the Sandbox metaverse. And we're also looking at doing occasional and casual events from multiple communities, and that includes our collaborations and our partners, like Floki. So being able to kind of bring you guys into the fold, I think we're going to have some cool metaverse parties coming up pretty soon. And I would love to schedule them with you guys, because we can do a lot of crazy stuff, not only in Sandbox, but in multiple different metaverses as they come out. But yeah, we're building digital shopping center, frictionless way for businesses and companies to get in, to be able to have their storefront in the metaverse in real time.
That is crazy. So anybody that wants to get involved with this, can deal with you guys and open their own store. They have to hold NFTs, I'm sure, or something like that, in order to reserve a spot, right, to rent a spot in the store. But I'm interested in the expansion. So the first question I have is, will all of the tokens that you offer as a form of payment be available in your Shopverse, regardless of what metaverse you put it in? So let's say that XYZ metaverse opens up and you guys purchase land in that metaverse, and there's a Shopverse mall in there. Will the tokens be restricted to that metaverse, or will people be able to use your payments processing, your back end essentially to pay with whatever they've got in their wallet?
Let's talk about scope and let's talk about current capabilities behind Sandbox and what we're dealing with. Right now, Sandbox is still in its infancy. It's also the place that we're starting out with the digital shopping center. Right now, they have like customizable objects and scriptable objects to be able to get access to websites, information online when you interact with certain objects in the metaverse. They don't have the capabilities yet to house a full in-house metaverse payment processing service to go through strictly through metaverse. And they would have to be taken off metaverse to, like, you know, the normal routes to going online to your browser, etc., to be able to facilitate the purchases. But in the future, when the metaverse is getting more complex and in depth, this is definitely something that we could take a look at together. But what we can do in the immediate is, I think we can have some pretty fun Floki parties, get some Valhalla going up, you know, maybe like tell the voxel dev to give us like a little cool Viking hat in the corner. Everybody party by the Viking hat.
Yeah.
Put some voxel place beers down and just have a good
Wow.
time, because that's the whole point. The whole point about the Shopverse metaverse experience is to be able to have a good time, go shopping with your friends, enjoy cool community events, because we partnered and collaborated with almost everybody. We collaborated with Binance, Crypto.com. Actually, we're in Binance's most recent marketing promotion for the payment processing service as a featured merchant. Like, you know, we are doing things with a lot of different people, and we're doing things with you and Floki. We'd love to invite you guys to come on in to maybe schedule some cool stuff with us. I think it would be pretty exciting as we kind of build that together. So I find it incredible to see what the scope and what things are going to be looking like in the future as we go with the metaverse.
That's incredible, man. Absolutely incredible. So, I mean, you know, my mind's blown right now a little bit, as well as probably some of the listeners, but I'm sure there are some listeners in the background that find this information interesting too. We just announced in Valhalla that we will have land sales. So initially we weren't going to do land sales. We have no idea what that's going to look like. You know, I'm not privy to any of that information, just so you know. So we know that we have Valhalla Metaverse. We know that the blockchain mechanics in Valhalla are very, very different from anything that you've ever seen in the metaverse, and that's because we have a brilliant dev on the back end, Jackie, that is building something incredible for us. Like I said, think Pokemon, think Animal Crossing, think League of Legends, all mixed into one kind of. We're going to make the metaverse fun. It's not just going to be a place where you walk around and do things. It's going to be a game that you can play with good graphics, an open world, and some really, really incredible NFT features that have never been seen before. So if you guys do want to stick around and see some gameplay or watch some of it on the stream after, I'd encourage you to do so. But basically every character in the game that you fight with, we call them Vera. Those are NFTs. And there's a whole world that our NFT wizard, Mr. Brownwhale, is building where these NFTs will have utility and potentially in other metaverses, potentially, yeah, it's a crazy time to be involved in all of this, and it's so exciting. So that being said, yeah, maybe there is some possibility in the future if we're doing land sales, or we can have a Floki party or something like that. I wanted to go back though, just because I want to clarify on this. So right now, with what you're building, it won't be integrated into the metaverse. So in other words, they'll be going out to your site as normal. You know, they might click on something in the metaverse, or they go in your store. When they're ready to check out, they're going to be driven to the normal channels of payment through shopping.io. So they will have the ability to spend whatever token it is, as long as you guys offer.
Well, not just that, but also have the ability to go to other web pages online. So, for example, if you had a web page that you wanted to bring up, or you wanted to showcase in your storefront, it'll go to there, not directly through us every single time, but being able to have that there is pretty important. And as you're saying, I'm so sorry for cutting off.
Yeah, currently we're a bit at the whim of the limitations of the sandbox, especially with the fact that it's not currently out yet. We hope that in the future they will have kind of more capabilities to add payment processors directly into their metaverse itself. But at the end of the day, we still have the flexibility and the foundation to move to other metaverses, to expand, and to improve ourselves to fit any environment. So in the beginning, it may be simply a front end, if you would, store that you can click and it will take you to an external web page with a crypto payment processor where you can directly buy that item. And in the future, we hope for it to be a seamless experience where you can go into a store within the metaverse like you would in real life, purchase something, and it will arrive at your door a few days later.
Wow, that's incredible. Well, I'll open it up to you guys now. What am I missing? Have I missed anything here in how this is all going to work? Because I feel like I got a pretty good idea that, you know, with the web extension and going out to all these websites, Floki holders and users are going to be able to go spend their money to buy whatever they may need in their day-to-day lives, and then you're building, in essence, a metaverse shopping mall that will be integratable into metaverses, which we're at a very early stage, but the possibilities are endless. What else would you tell me about shopping.io that I need to know?
We're actually integrating both of our tokens, SPI and GSPI, into one combined token called Shop, and Shop releases very soon.
Okay. Thanks for that. So one last thing that I wanted to touch on, and then I think we can just open it up to questions from the community because it seems like they have a lot. Not a whale, did you have anything that you wanted to jump in with?
Yeah, I wrote some questions down, but if you got one more question, that's okay. We can do it after.
Yeah, I'm a payments nerd. I wanted to know about security. So you talked about KYC a little bit on the back end for these new merchants that'll be signing up. What does that look like a little bit? And then for the user on their end, how are they protected?
So we utilize a couple of services, including Sardine.ai, which is what Coinbase uses as well to kind of do transaction monitoring and make sure that you're not allowing high-risk transactions in your platform. And kind of partnering up with them and having their service running in the background prevents us from selling to people that may be politically exposed persons on an OFAC sanctions list or just a sanctioned person in general. It gives us, some valuable data and metrics to be able to facilitate transactions to make sure that we're not selling to high-risk clients or to people that are known for money laundering or financial crimes.
Very good. Yep, that was interesting to me because I'm sure that's some of the stuff that you're running into in the United States because of the Patriot Act, and there's just a whole we could talk about that for days. So basically, you're saying that you're making sure that the businesses that you do business with are legit, right? So these people have to do something on the back end to say, here's my business, this is who I am, this is what I sell, and I can prove it, so that we don't just have every Tom, Dick, and Harry out there opening a website to accept crypto, because you could see the issues that would arise there. Am I getting that correctly?
Well, we do that transaction monitoring for transactions placed through our platform currently. What you're talking about is more vetting businesses and companies coming in for utilizing things such as shopping pay, the payment processor, which we're going to have our own separate KYC and compliance rules for that.
Okay, good to know. So more to come. Q2 is going to be exciting for you guys, it sounds like. Not a whale, what questions had you written down there?
Yeah, wow, that was exciting. I actually wanted to ask something about this kind of metaverse related, since we were on that topic. Floki RG is asking, what do you think of an NFT shop? Maybe because Floki also has a lot of NFTs, as for the metaverse related hosting shopping.
So the metaverse is essentially without rules. Our mall is run by the people. Anyone who owns an NFT can sell whatever they wish within reason, within their shops. Of course, we're not going to allow selling of firearms and drugs.
No Silk Road,
Exactly. But an NFT store sounds fantastic, and we do have quite a few people who have already come to us with that intention of selling NFTs, of selling all kinds of crypto-related items. But yeah, that would be absolutely amazing to see, and is definitely a possibility.
Cool. Yes, well, Floki has a lot of NFTs. We are waiting on the gemstone NFTs, which will offer some great utility. So who knows? Then we have a question from, let's see, I want to start with Rice's question first, because the first one is really about another topic. Rice is asking, I mean, of course, this one is coming from Rice, it's about food, but he's asking, is shopping.io available to use with restaurants/takeaways companies like McDonald's, Uber Eats, etc.? Fast food has a huge potential.
Not yet, but that's something that we're going to be looking at, as well as small retail in the future as we grow our payment processing services and making sure that we're doing well with compliance on those kinds of areas before we release that.
Okay, I got
Because
it.
I
So-
agree, small retail and food is absolutely amazing. When you want to do something like on Uber Eats and pay in crypto, that would be awesome.
Yeah, exactly. Would this be possible when you have that browser extension, or would the other party also have to have this enabled to actually be able to buy with the crypto?
Considering it's dealing with food-related services, it's something that we would have to take a look at. But if it's something that's definitely approved with legal, I think that would be pretty exciting to have.
Cool. So is this, like, in generally speaking, you're able to buy with more crypto than just Floki? I know some community members have used this service. Chosen has bought a laptop via shopping.io and paid with Floki, for example. Would you say that this is something for Floki holders or token holders, particularly we want to hold their Floki and also use it? Because the question from Ash BTC is, as altcoins are so volatile, what would be the incentive of buying with Floki rather than stablecoins?
Well, let me actually talk about this real quick because I think it's very important. First things first, I'd like to clarify that I can't tell anybody exactly what they want to do with their Floki tokens. However, I will tell you that I've researched the history of Floki very heavily, and you guys are doing things that a lot of other tokens are not even coming close with. So when it comes to utility and especially in the meme crypto space, I think that you guys are doing wonderful. And I think that, as we kind of grow our collaboration together, I think there's going to be a lot of exciting different avenues that we can look for in the future. So I think it's definitely exciting to see that take place.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, sorry.
Can I add something there really quickly? I just wanted to say, yeah, you guys are obviously a hugely valuable partner for Floki, and we have a really incredible marketing director here, Saber. You may have heard of or seen. We've got Floki everywhere right now. We've got 8 football clubs internationally. We've got an F1 race car with a Floki logo on it. We've got TV ads that are live in the United States and Turkey right now, and those TV ads actually feature our very first T1 partner, Yobi, the exchange. They're actually featured in the commercial. So, I can't speak for the team. Like I said, I'm just a community member. But as this expands, the way that my brain thinks is, let's say that you guys are being accepted at websites all across the United States or the UK or Canada or wherever that is, and there's a partnership to say Floki is available on shopping.io. Yeah, it's just incredible. We talk about building an ecosystem here often, and this is a way to use a partnership to make that ecosystem bigger, better, stronger, and more readily available to everyone. So really appreciate what you guys are doing. It's impressive.
And we appreciate your support. I'll go back a bit to what we were talking about Not a Whale's last question about volatility and using and the use of alt tokens. It's my personal opinion that a lot of the volatility and a lot of the how can I put this? The kind of mystery behind the whole crypto space is a question of adoption. And though it may seem that crypto is still a very niche area, I personally can say that in my day-to-day life, I'm seeing it more and more. I mean, I was getting a haircut the other day and my barber started asking me questions on how he can start accepting crypto. I went to buy a sandwich a couple of weeks ago and started talking to the vendor about how he could accept crypto, And I believe that once it becomes more of a mainstream form of payment and people are more educated on the field, we'll see a lot less volatility and a lot more people wanting to utilize their tokens directly as opposed to simply holding them as securities.
That's a
Yeah.
great point. I mean, if people are going to trade with leverage, why can't they buy an altcoin and, long their Christmas gifts? I mean, not financial advice, of course, but let's face it, we've got some people in crypto that like to take on a little bit more risk, which is certainly that's part of the game, right? So I don't see as much of an issue with it either, just to echo what Aiden said.
Yeah. I loved how Matthew also said he really looked into our project and did his research well. And I love the story that he started as a community member, actually worked his way up to a moderator, to a community member, to then a chief operator. It shows that you can you can work yourself your way up within the project by being active, supportive, and with certain experience, probably. We also see the same thing happening in Floki. Actually, if you're active, if you're supportive, there's a need for something, there's a gap that can be filled. We like to keep it within the community because you kind of know the person to a certain extent. Of course, it's all digital, but you get to have a feeling of how people are maybe with the test of time. So I really loved hearing that. And Aiden, you're absolutely right, by the way. I mean, you hear it everywhere, talk about crypto. So that it will probably mean the adoption is getting the word is getting spread, and that's a good thing.
Absolutely, and AMAs like this definitely help educate people. I think education is the way to crypto adoption because a lot of people don't realize just how easy it is to open a MetaMask account and buy some crypto. People have the assumption that it's some super complicated procedure that you need to be an expert hacker or you need to know people and this and that, but it's just an issue of misinformation.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that. Yep. Go ahead, Not a Whale.
No, definitely. That's also why we are working on Floki University, crypto education, and we will see some exciting first release of that within a few weeks. So that's something to look forward to, because I believe that it was mentioned by B. We currently have around 300 million people into crypto, and it's projected to be around 1 billion by 2025. So that would mean around the 700 million people that are new to crypto, and they need to learn, what is a wallet, how can you make a wallet, and about the ins and outs of crypto. So, yeah, I agree. These AMAs help. Everything helps to help educate. One question from GPayLib: what about gift cards you can load up with Floki, send us a gift? Is that a possibility, or is that something you would have to do through your website by buying on Amazon, for example?
We try to stay away from gift cards, particularly because of AML reasons, anti-money laundering reasons. Digital codes and gift cards are actually utilized a lot for fraud. That's something that we have to take into consideration right now as we build back better solutions for gift card payments and transactions on our platform. It's just something that we noticed, especially in the crypto space, people love gift cards. You got places like Bitrefill, etc., that do gift cards all day, every day. The reason why we don't touch it is because, again, the high volume of fraud. Like, who has $50,000 in gift cards? Then you have to ask questions like, oh gosh, like where's $100,000? Who in the world has $100,000 in Amazon gift cards? And they're out there. They're absolutely out there. But it's just not something that we take on due to risk and compliance reasons.
Got it.
Good point
and
there.
Sorry, Cobra, I just wanted to touch on one thing because I'm getting a few DMs of people that want to talk about Floki price action. Guys, this is an educational stream with shopping.io with our respected partner. This is like when you go into a Valhalla AMA and ask about when Binance or something. This is not the place at the moment to ask about the price action, okay? It's an educational stream with shopping.io.
And I say when Binance is a pretty common phrase.
Yeah, trust me, I know.
We rarely make it through a VC or an AMA or anything without a win Binance. So we didn't make it through this one either. Thank you, Aiden. We got to win Binance. That's hilarious. Man, guys, this is just so exciting, and I wanted to just touch back on Floki U to what Aiden said. Education is so important, and we are very, very close to releasing our first iteration of Floki U, which will be unlike anything that I think anyone has seen in the crypto space, right? Typically, what we're used to seeing is maybe an exchange that throws up a quick tutorial where you can earn some free tokens, et cetera, et cetera. And what Floki U will bring so far that we know, which isn't much, but we're talking live classrooms, guys. We're talking about potentially enrolling in courses and being able to learn crypto, like you said, learn how to use a MetaMask wallet, right? Learn about volatility, learn about maybe TA, learn about all the things that I think that do this every day, right? That started in a community like shopping or like Floki. You kind of learn it by answering questions, right? Because you get all these newbies that come in and ask you all these questions. So I just wanted to thank you guys for sharing all the information that you have shared today, because I think that makes our job easier as a partner to know what we can, I'm sure Dr. Kirkbreen is listening out there somewhere. She's a PhD. She's the head of Floki University, the head of education, to incorporate all of this stuff, right? E-commerce, face-to-face transactions. All merchants could potentially come and learn how to accept crypto. Maybe we're just in such an exciting place right now with all of this that regardless of price action, regardless of when Binance, I think that everyone in crypto, if they pick a project that they've researched well, like Matthew did with us, and like I've done with shopping, and that there's a future, that there's a roadmap that your team is continuously building instead of hyping, then we all have a very, very bright future. So we are coming up on the hour. If you guys want to add anything, please feel free to jump in and do it now. If we have any more questions in the chat, we can certainly take those too. I could talk about this for 6 hours. So is there anything else that you guys wanted to talk about today that maybe I didn't ask?
Yes, one thing. The fact that you have a head of education, from our last conversation was actually something very surprising and actually very cool to me. I think that there needs to be a mathematical equation of when Binance actually delays Binance listing by 15 minutes mathematically. I think we can prove it.
Really?
Yep. Every time you ask when Binance, the clock ticks 15 minutes back from a Binance listing. I'm positive.
There you go. That's perfect. Maybe we need to get a timer hung up somewhere in here. But thank you so much for adding that. Vikings, if you've got any more questions, throw them in now. Not a whale. I'll let you, if you've got any over there, you can close us out here if you'd like.
I got one question from Floki RG asking, how do you see your service expanding in other ways, making it easier for new members? I guess this is maybe also something to do with adoption, that you kind of advertise the platform, the utility that you have, and go where the people are. Like, how do people get to know about your service? Do you do any advertising, or do you plan on expanding your service in any way?
Okay, well, yeah. Do you mean for the specifically the web extension, or just the entire ecosystem in a way? Because we recently, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, it's a broad question. Actually, I'm not sure what it exactly means, but yeah, we can answer it in two ways, I guess.
Well, I'll try and give a broad answers to try and cover it all, but we recently haven't been doing too much marketing because we were working on building our product, which we talked about earlier, which is our payment processor, web extension, metaverse. So we didn't want to push our marketing too much before our product was ready. We actually only released the white paper that went over those products about 2 weeks ago. Just under 2 weeks ago was the initial release. So all these products here are still quite fresh off the production line, and a lot of people still don't know about them. We will be pursuing a lot more marketing and trying to get Shopping IO's name out there. We'll actually be giving a speech in an upcoming crypto convention in Cyprus that's happening on the 4th, where we kind of speaking about what we do and all of our products. So that will be posted a lot, on all of our social media, as well as a lot of people who will be at that convention, a lot of big crypto companies. And in terms of ease of access and in terms of the product being easier to use, I think you mentioned at the kind of beginning of that question, we work with very good developers and very good UX, UI designers to try and make all of our products as easy to use as possible. We're actually coming out with a new website now as well. It's going to be a lot simpler. It's going to be kind of like a hub for downloading all of our products. And just trying to make everything, if you excuse my language, idiot-proof in a way.
Well, there's something else I want to bring up as well. So I want to clear some confusion if you guys are a little bit confused in chat. Shopping Video, we've actually had a working product since launch to be able to purchase your items with crypto. We did a lot of marketing in the past, including influencers and marketing advisors such as big names like Journey Crypto, Sheldon Evans, Alex Becker. We've been with Ivan on Tech, Chico Crypto, and all the other big names in the space. And we've collaborated with Crypto.com, Binance, and we've made a lot of headway with over 40 different projects and collaborations just last year alone. And when we're talking about a white paper release, we're talking about the new white paper release covering the shop token and the products that we're releasing here in Q2 as well. So this is why it's important to differentiate. Shopping Video, we've been in business for 1 year in crypto is like 10 years in real life, right? But we've been around the block for a while. We've had a lot of marketing experience, a lot of marketing takes back in the past. We paused a lot of it backwards to around September with the last big influencer being Bitcoin Crypto. However, we're revamping things as we built more of the core products over the past couple of months to be able to release. So this is why it's important. We had a building stage of the company. In why marketing is not as effective when you're in a building stage, because we want to be around for a very, very long time. We're looking towards the future, and the future of crypto e-commerce encompasses multiple different products, including the need for a payment processor system that's in-house, and to be able to have the browser extension to be able to scale more with a larger user base. So that's why it's important. So I want to make sure everybody was clear that, while we're we have like a new white paper, etc. We're not a new company. But I do want to say as well that we're taking Floki around the world with us, and we're going to be having Floki on the ride. So we're going to be happy to accommodate Floki users as they have a Floki token across our products, and we're really looking forward to that.
Great, that makes me exciting to hear. Sorry, Cobra, I saw that you just unmuted yourself as well. I know that you also got very excited hearing these stuff. Go ahead.
Yeah, I do, and just kind of my last comments here, and we can close out if they've got nothing else to say. But that is exactly. I mean, you're playing music to my ears there, Matthew and Aiden, and thank you guys so much for coming in today, because crypto needs a payment processing company, one to be, the one to rule them all. Essentially, I came from the payments world where First Data is a company that processes about 50% of all the credit card transactions in the world. They've got this huge platform, right? And you guys are in this very early stage of infancy of building a payments platform that could potentially be the payments platform for the entire world, as far as crypto acceptance goes. And people, I think in crypto space, and it's become kind of a dirty place, right? We had these crazy hype pumps for a lot of these meme tokens that had no utility. They built no ecosystem. It sounds to me like you guys you're worried about the work more than the hype, right? You guys want to build the product and have something that you can put out into your ecosystem, and the work will speak for itself. And as the advertising comes, of course, it becomes greater and greater. Your ecosystem just continues to grow, and it feels to me like Floki and Shopping.io are kind of in similar places, right? Because we've got this metaverse game that's in development right now. We have a huge patch release coming next Monday, I think, and you guys have all this huge news that's coming out in Q2. So I'll just end with thank you guys. I could not be more excited about the future of crypto, Floki, and your guys' project shopping.io. And heck yeah, thank goodness we have this partnership, because the future is very, very bright.
Chicken nuggets.
Yep,
Chimkin
I want to
Abs-
second those
absolutely
words.
agree.
Yeah, it's great to see it, and
Absolutely agree,
everything.
and it's a pleasure if I can-
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, we keep talking over each other. I apologize, Will. I think we're both on the same page, though, is that we're happy to be, collaborating together and be able to see about all the synergies we have with the Floki community as well.
Chicken nuggets. Chimkin nuggets. Guess it's chicken.
Absolutely, and can I say it's really, really amazing to see this kind of community initiative, community members putting together AMAs, trying to educate other communities in their own community. It's something we'd really love to see happen in the Shopping.io community. Though we are currently in the process of Matthew and myself, we're trying to build a more influencer-friendly platform to educate and to put out a lot more Shopping.io content and general crypto content. But really amazing work, guys. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for joining. Wow, everything I heard that falls into the line with your mission and vision. To repeat that, it's that you believe in the power of absolute freedom when it comes to e-commerce and changing the industry for the better forever. So yeah, what I hear about the browser extension, about the shopverse, shopping in the metaverse, definitely falls into line with that. And I think it's a great partnership that we have. So Cobra, thank you for hosting this, and Matthew and Aiden, thank you so much for joining us today. It has been really informative. So that's great. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, guys. We can end the call now.
Yes.
Fantastic, guys. Thank you, and thank you to the rest of the Floki community.
Cheers. See ya.
To Valhalla.
To Valhalla.
Let's go.
You guys can stick around and listen, stick around and watch if you'd like.
Valhalla or nothing. That's right. See ya, guys.